Well, guys, good evening. Welcome to the second part of the exam. We have the speaking part. I know that some of you haven't finished the first part. I know that it is long and complicated, but well, you know that the first minutes of the exam, we talk about the general parameters, we take attendance. We can't wait like until 8:30, otherwise we will be finishing our speaking part like at 11. So I hope that the ones that are still working on that, well, of course, if you let me know like on DM, then you wouldn't go first. Okay, let's take attendance. Okay, I'm gonna take attendance now. Gerson Arismendi.
Present, teacher.
Okay, Keiner Baez.
I'm here, teacher.
Okay, Jean-Claude Barrera.
Present, teacher.
Okay, Yesid Calderon.
Present, teacher.
Okay, good, Yesid. Natalia Camargo.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Andrés Camilo Correa.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Andrés Corredor.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Silvia Natalia Cuellar.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Johan Alberto Duque.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Elkin Darío Fernández.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Julián Jesús Figueroa.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Ginette Valentina Fontecha.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Carlos Andrés Galán.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Mabeli Juliet Gamboa.
Present, teacher.
Okay. José Alejandro Gómez.
Here, teacher.
Okay. And Lisette Carolina Tarazón.
Present, teacher.
Okay, that's it. Well, guys, let's talk about the parameters of the exam. As you already know, the first part is going to be individual. I will ask you some questions. Remember that you will have 40 seconds to answer the questions. I will choose the 2 questions and you will have that specific amount of time. Remember, guys, that in case that you take more time, I would have to interrupt you. And then we will have the second part. This is how we have our groups organized. Remember, what I am going to do is to create the breakout rooms and you decide to which breakout room you go. Of course, that depends on how we are organized in here. Remember, guys, that the order that we have on this, let's say, list, doesn't really reflect how I am going to start. Let's have a look at the topics that you have for the speaking part. I'm gonna send the image to the chat. Probably you want to download it or take a screenshot. Remember, guys, that on this second part, you will have a conversation There is a microphone open. Give me a second and then I will answer your questions. Then, le voy a cerrar. Remember that you will have a conversation that takes up to 2 minutes. Group 1, students role play a conversation in which they talk about changes they would do if they were in the presidency. Group 2, students role play a conversation in which they talk about the problem they had at work and how they solved it. Group 3, role play a conversation in which they talk about rules and obligations in an airport. Group 4, in your case, guys, your conversation is about how organized they are when making decisions. Group 5, you will talk about predictions in the field of education in the future. And group number 6, you will talk about the impact of possessions in someone's life. Okay? Gerson, yes.
Teacher, when you say possession in group 6, is about the material thing?
Whatever you think it fits possessions. Usually we think about material things, right? But
Thank you.
that would be it. Okay. Remember, guys, that every group has a topic in particular. So you know that according to your group, you have to create a conversation related to that topic. Okay. Guys, did you have any other question before you go to the breakout rooms?
How many time we have to prepare the 5 minutes?
I'm going to give you 10 because
Ah.
Yeah, because 5, I know that some of you haven't finished with the exam and probably you're just doing the transition. So while you like get together and you talk to your classmates, in case that actually some of you haven't really finished, please send me a message letting me know so I know that I don't begin with you in case that you haven't finished. Okay. The same parameters that I shared yesterday. Remember that when you finish your intervention, that's it for tonight. And we'll repeat with every single group. Remember that we have 2 days break and that B1.4 starts on Thursday, the 4th, hopefully with everybody. Okay. Guys, did you download the image from the chat that has the topics? ¿Ya descargaron la imagen del chat?
Yes, teacher. Teacher, ¿y la parte individual, la puedes compartir o no se puede compartir por ahora?
No, not really. De hecho, no debí haberlo mostrado. Porque se lo voy
No.
mostrando es en cada grupo. Fue como que, cierto, individual, siguiente.
Ya,
Y la idea
entiendo,
es que
entiendo,
sea un
teacher.
poco más espontánea, realmente.
Okay.
¿Listo? Well, guys, let's start so you can finish earlier. I'm gonna create the rooms. Let's open them. Recuerden que en este caso ustedes van a la sala que corresponde a su número, no los envía directamente. José. Well, guys,
Hey,
you're the winners tonight.
Oh, really? Thank you.
Yes, the first are the winners. You disagree?
You
That
froze.
doesn't mean being the winner.
Your main just frozen. I think so.
What do you repeat on this?
I heard Joan Duque and I thought his brain became froze.
Rose? Okay. Look at the bright side. You finish this and then you are free for tonight. So,
Yes, that's true.
okay, guys. Well, let's start. You know that in the first part is going to be the individual part. I'm going to choose 2 questions for every single one of you. For each question, you have 40 seconds. I set up the timer, the noise. And then after that, we would move to the collaborative part. Let's begin with Johan. Johan, could you turn your camera on, please?
Oh, teacher. Oy.
You're the first of the firsts. Johan, I'm gonna ask you first question number 1. Question number 1 says, if you could go out and buy anything today, what would it be? Do you buy things you don't need? 40 seconds.
I can I bought a book because I like to read. I need the book because I like I want read more time, more frequency. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Let's move to the second question. I would like to ask you question number 7, Johan.
7.
Do you ever break rules? If so, which rules and under which circumstances? 40 seconds.
Yes, I do. I break rule in my school. The teacher say that we was sitting, and I don't like sit because I like while in the room. I was a child.
The time is up, Johan. Thank you. That would be for part 1 for you. Thank you very much. Let's go with Andres Felipe. Corredor. Turn your camera on. Andres Felipe.
My turn?
It is your turn, Andres. Yes.
Yes, sorry. I threw my camera on.
Yes, please. Okay, Andres, there you are. I'm going to start asking you question number 3. You have 40 seconds to talk about your most valuable possession. Go.
My most valuable possession, I think, is my black cat. I really love my black cat because I pick it up her from the university. The other is I have a guitar. My grandfather gave me that guitar. It's not really special, but it's because he gave me that. And the other thing it will be, I don't know, well, a special position I have, maybe a watch that my mother gave me. Yeah, I keep it as a special, and that's it.
Okay. Good timing. Okay. Question number 10, Andres.
Yes.
Is there anything you regret from your past? 40 seconds.
I don't think so. I always think that even if the thing that I have lived in my past have been worse, I have learned too much of things, and the worst things have changed my life a lot. And I think I am a better person because I have lived that. So I don't think I regret that of my anything of my life. That's it.
Okay. Okay, Andres, thank you very much. That would be from the first part for you. And now, Andres Correa, it is your turn.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, Andres, there you are. I'm going to start asking you question number 4. Of course, in very general terms, but what are your top 3 predictions for the future? And when do you think they will happen? Oh,
Okay, teacher, this is a little trick question, but I think my top 3 prediction on future could be our increased adoption of renewable energy. It could be, and also continue technology advances and more focus on things sustainable. And I think that's are my 3 predictions for the future.
okay. Thank you, Andres. And I would like to ask you question number 9. How do you react when things go wrong?
Okay, when things are go wrong, I try to stay calm and manage or solve that situation and to come up and try to find a good solution. And also I try to learn from the experience to avoid making the same mistake in the future. I think is, yeah.
Okay, Andres, thank you. Well, guys, you are group number 3. Let's see what your situation was about. You had to role play a conversation in which you talk about rules and obligations in an airport. Remember that in this part, you will have up to 2 minutes. Same to the previous exercise. I will have to interrupt you in case that you take more than the 2 minutes. Don't forget that you 3 guys must have your cameras on. I think that's it. I'm gonna turn mine off. So, well, guys, it's your time to shine. Let's begin.
Okay. Okay. Now I am immigration agent. So now let's start with Andres, who is arriving to USA. And now I have a question for you. The first question is, what is the purpose of your visit to USA, Andres?
I came for a business. I am a business travel.
All right. So how long do you plan to stay in USA?
Just around 2 weeks.
Okay. And where will you be staying during your trip?
My company have booking room of the hotel, the Hard Rock Cafe Hotel.
Okay. And have you bought a return ticket?
Yes, I have my return ticket on the 2nd of May.
Okay, let's see. And have you ever been to USA before?
Yes, I have been in Washington, but not here in Miami.
Okay, now can I see your passport and travel documents, please?
Yes, here you have.
Great, let me check. Okay, that's right. And welcome to USA, Andres.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now who is the next? Yes, what is your name, please?
Hi, my name is Johan.
Okay, Johan, I have some question for you. And the first one is, what is your purpose of your visit to USA, please?
I am going to start a postgraduate program.
Okay, and let me know how long do you plan staying in USA?
I think around one month.
Okay, and where will you be staying during your visit? Sorry.
At my cousin house. Mhm.
Okay, and do you have a return ticket?
Yes.
Have you ever been in USA before?
No, I
It's your first time.
yes.
And are you
First.
carrying any goods that need to be declared?
What?
Are you carrying any goods that need to be declared?
No, no. I have.
Okay. And the last question for you, can I see your passport and any other document that you brought?
Yes, no problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
time's up.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, guys. Well, guys, actually in this part of the day was more like to be a conversation, because notice that it was just like one interaction, one person asking and the other person answering. And let's say the hidden purpose of talking about rules and regulation was to see the development or the use of different models depending on how mandatory some things are on airports. That was more like the idea on this part.
Yeah.
No, it was like what it was.
Yeah, but we just discuss about many situations,
Hmm?
and this one was the first one, the one we choose, because it was the easiest and the faster to make it a real good conversation. So
Yeah, we
correct.
choose that situation because we didn't have enough time, and
Yes,
but
we
yes,
have
but
discussed
we try to
other
do
conversations.
our best.
Yes, we have discussed other
Absolutely.
conversation, and it was about the loss in the airport or something like that. We have been asking what things we can get in our suitcase, something like that.
Yeah, because the thing is that in those scenarios, the conversation is like minimum. Notice that yes, no, here for business, yes, no.
Yes,
So technically the interaction is minimum at the end of the day. I see your point, of course, that you were trying to create something as fast as possible, and luck was not not really on your side when I chose you first, guys, but it is what it is. Just some things to keep in mind from the first part. I gotta take my notebook because I can't see. Just pronunciation, Andres Correa, the words renewable and sustainable. Okay? And from the conversation declared, let's say the conversation. Johan, you said, I want read more time. Maybe I want to read, or I want reading. When you said that you want to spend more time reading, that was more like the intention that you had, of course. And in the second question, you said, I was sitting, I don't like sit. Sorry, you said we were sitting, and I don't like sitting. And when we are talking about postgrados in English, is graduate programs, because university is undergraduate and postgrados is graduate. When we're talking about doctorate, would be postgraduate, just in case. I don't know what in your conversation you were aiming at, but just like to refresh your memory in terms of vocabulary. And Andres Corredor, pronunciation guitar, not guitar. We tend to say guitar, but it's guitar. The accent goes on the second syllable. And we're talking about two objects that you received from people, one from your grandparents and the other one from your mother. And you said, he gave me. You already have it, he gave me that. And my mother, she gave me that. Okay? Well, guys, just keep those tips in mind. Remember that on Thursday we begin B1.4. Okay? That's all for tonight, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Teacher.
perdido bastante.
Bueno,
Ay,
Jean-Claude, menos
no.
mal.
Preciso, teacher, preciso. Ay,
Así
bueno.
es. Menos mal. Group number 4 is your
Yes.
turn. How's everything, guys? Are you ready?
No.
Tenemos que,
Ah,
tenemos que prender las
¿Escuchó un
cámaras,
sí?
¿cierto?
Sí, sí.
Ah, creo que listo.
Okay.
Ya, listo.
Let's begin with the first part. Ay. Well, Jean-Claude, you turned your camera off first, so I'm gonna start with you.
Ah, okay.
Don't worry, the first part is the individual part, so I'm just gonna choose 2 questions from here. Remember that you have 40 seconds for each question, of course, and then we will move to the collaborative part.
Okay, teacher.
Let's see, so Jean-Claude, of course, in very general terms, I'm gonna ask you first question 5. Make 2 predictions about television in our country. 30
Make 2
seconds.
prediction about television in our country. Okay, I think that in the future the Colombian television will implement more TV shows like series in USA, series that has one chapter for week. Yes, no one chapter every day. Yes. The second prediction.
Well,
I
let's keep it
think.
in 1 because time is up.
Okay, teacher.
Well, that was question 5. I'm gonna ask you now question number 12. Do you have any
Okay.
method to make decisions?
I am a very quiet person. I take my time to choose one option. So I am very rational in the most of situation. But I think in some situation you need to be more intuitive because in this moment you can show your abilities, your talent, your creativity.
Okay, good, thank you. Well, Maveli,
Thank you.
now it is your turn. Maveli, question number 6. What would you do if you won $1 million? Notice the sign, it's dollars. Where's my eraser?
I would like to buy a farmer house, cars. I would like to travel, maybe Paris and Australia, UK. Yes. I would like to buy many dresses and skincare. I love the skincare.
Okay, Maveli, very good, good timing. Maveli, I would like to ask you question number 10. Is there
Yes.
anything you regret from your past?
I don't know. Maybe I would like to learn English and more younger and another language like Italian or Japanese, and maybe that I don't remember in this moment if I regret from my past.
Okay, Maveli, thank you very much. Well, guys, you are group number 4. Let's see the situation that you had assigned. You talk about how organized you are when making decisions. Remember, guys, that you will have up to 2 minutes, similar to the previous part. In case that you haven't finished, then I would have to interrupt you, okay? I'm going to turn my camera off and my microphone off. Let's start.
Okay, teacher. I'm going to call Mauli. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mauli. How are you?
Hello, Jen. And
Uh,
fine, thank you. And you?
Okay. Mauli, I would like see you this afternoon because we have to decide how we will do the project.
Okay, of course. I agree to see you this afternoon.
Okay, Mauli, see you this afternoon. Okay, teacher, in the afternoon. So, hello, Mauli. I want to know how you will do the business project.
First, I have to organize my time well because I am going to travel with my family this weekend, and I have to finish all the projects. I'm going to work Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday all day.
Oh, Mauli, perfect. But for me, it's very organized. I normally use the mornings to prepare me and read books to get ideas. Then I seek to go out with my friends and family to distract myself and find inspiration. At night, at night, it's where I really work and plan things. This weekend, I plan to travel with my friends to a nearby town, and there I hope to find inspiration to create.
I don't agree with you.
Uh,
You should be more organized with your time.
what? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, because I think you will not be able to finish your project.
What? Okay,
Yes.
okay, Miley, okay. So let's have dinner for the first person to have the project ready, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, see you, Miley.
Well, guys, very good. Just a few things for pronunciation. Actually, Jean-Claude, when I was asking you question number 12 from the first part, making decisions, the word intuitive. Okay, to keep it in mind. And then on the conversation, you say diner, but I think you mean dinner, right?
Dinner. Yes, teacher. Yes.
Okay.
My mistake. Yes.
Very good. Maybe just a couple of things. You said Paris. It looks like maybe a silly thing, but you know the pronunciation is Paris. And when we're talking, when I was asking you the question about the regrets, you said when I was more younger. Younger is already more young, so not more.
Yes.
Younger, it's like good enough already. And for some reason, you said free day to talk about Friday. The pronunciation.
Okay.
You say free day. I think she meant Friday.
What happened? What happened?
And you're nervous. I'm sorry.
Maybe.
Okay, guys, well, that would be it. Remember that on Thursday, the 2nd, we will begin B1.4. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Well, guys, thank you very much. Good weekend.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, teacher. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good evening, guys.
Hello, teacher.
How's everything?
Teacher.
How's everything, guys?
Good, teacher.
I hope.
Good, teacher.
Great.
Hello,
That's the
teacher.
attitude. Hello,
Yes.
Carlos. Well, guys, let's start with the individual part. Remember that I'm setting the timer. You will have 40 seconds to answer each question that I choose, and then we will move to the collaborative part, and that would be all for the night. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Great.
Okay,
I would
teacher.
like to start with Sylvia and her companion. But I
Okay.
choose the question. Let me see the
Okay.
question that I want to ask you. Number 7, Sylvia, do you ever break rules? If so, which rules and in which circumstances? 40 seconds.
No, teacher. I never, I never like break rules because I tend to like follow the rules, and I'm not really like a scary cat, like scary cat person, and I'm like afraid about everything. So most for like the break rules, I can do it.
Okay. Sylvia, thank you. Also, I would like to ask you question number 12. Do you have any method to make decisions? 40 seconds.
Yes, like I first I start to thinking about the like the options that I have. So I when I'm thinking about that options, I always ask for my my mother and my friends like to choose the best option, like to know the different perspective about the problem, about the decisions, and then I made the decision.
Okay, Sylvia, thank you very much. That's all from the first part. Let me continue with Jose. Jose,
Okay, teacher.
let me ask you question number 3 first. What? Talk about your most valuable possession. 40
Okay.
seconds.
Okay, teacher. Well, I will say that my desktop computer, I bought it last year and I'm very happy of it. I spent over a year saving money for it. So I take good care of it and keep it in top conditions. It's an excellent computer and I really enjoy it because it can run all kind of games. So I think this is
Okay, Jose, thank you. Now I would like to ask you question number 8. It says, talk about the following topic. The aim of prison should be to re-educate criminals, not to punish them.
okay. I think that these sentences is valuable because it make us reflect on prison and its social function. Generally, people have very, I don't know, very punitive talks and I consider that everything should be punished, but that will create a cycle or circle of violence that will not allow prisoners to be rehabilitated. So that is my opinion
Okay.
about it.
Thank you, Jose.
Thank you, to teacher.
And Carlos, now it is your turn.
Hi, teacher.
Hello. Let me start with question number 5. Of course, in very general terms because of the time. Make 2 predictions about television in our country.
Okay, teacher. Well, okay, in my opinion, television in my country maybe will tend to improve due to the high competition with international channels. And in this moment, the society have many other alternatives to do. and the television isn't the main activity in doing in free time. It is possible in the future needs more kind of programs, because in this moment the
I have to
child.
interrupt you, Carlos, sorry.
Okay,
Time
teacher.
is up. That was question 5. And I would like to ask you question 10. Is there anything you regret from your past?
10.
Yes, 10. Is there anything you regret from your past? In 40 seconds.
Okay, teacher. In this moment, I don't remember anything specific aspect for the past, but I could be taking other ways to take advantage of free time, for example. Maybe.
Okay. Carlos, thank you. Well, guys, your group number 2. Let me refresh my memory. You talk about a problem you had at work and how you solved it. Once again, I'm going to set up the timer. Remember, guys, that you have up to 2 minutes. Once again, similar to the previous part, if you haven't finished, then I will have to interrupt you. I'm going to turn my camera off as well as my microphone. Well, guys, let's start.
Okay, good morning. I want to take a moment to discuss the current situation with our company. As you know, we have been trying to secure more land for the construction, but unfortunately, we haven't been able to find enough suitable sites. The community has been resistant to leaving their neighborhoods, and as a result, our sales have been low. I want to address this issue by asking for our employees to take on additional responsibilities and help us come up with some new ideas for our project. So, for example, Sylvia and Carlos, your input and suggestions are valuable for us. And I would like to ask you to take on some extra tasks related to research and development of methods to solve this problem. So tell me, Carlos.
Okay, Jose, that is a big problem, because in this moment I have a lot of work related to the marketing of the company and logistics about other projects that we have. But I will organize the presentation of the project in the community. It's a very complicated project, and it has demanded a lot of time. And these tasks that you are now giving me are not easy. As a result, I asked for a salary increase, giving the effort to the new tax to be done to move this project. In my case, I suggest a 30% salary increase. Thank you.
Okay, but we have a very big problem. You know that I'm in charge of the family from that area, and I have gone to talk with them, but there is a problem. They don't want to move to another zone, even with the benefit we are going to provide them. I think we really need more time to talk with them, to dialogue with them, because we couldn't do anything if they don't accept the offer.
Okay. Well, I don't have many time, but I love the analysis that you have done of the situation. So take the time you need and let me know if you need more people or more money. As for Carlos, I support you. Although that increase, I offer you 20% increase and invite you to discuss it at the office with a coffee together with Sylvia, who has also done a great job. See you.
Okay.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you very much for my suggestions.
Okay, guys, thank you. Interesting, the increasing salary. That's a good idea. The dreams. Okay, just some things about pronunciation. As Silvia, here they have a wire that is giving me problems. You said afraid about everything. Usually the combination with afraid is of, not about, but of. Afraid of whatever we are talking about. And just like to keep the alignment in number, in question 12, move it. It said you were talking about that options. Options is plural, so it will be those options, right? I know that you know those things, I probably because when we're speaking fast, we forget, but then we need like to refresh our memory. And you said we need to dialogue. Dialogue usually is a noun. Like you have to create a dialogue. In this case, we need a verb, like we need to talk or we need to discuss, but dialogue is a noun in particular. Jose, when you were talking about your computer, you said that you built. Remember that the U is silent. You built it.
Okay, teacher.
And then in number 8, the pronunciation, you said punished, punished. We were talking about the pronunciation of those EDs endings in the past or past participle. It's tricky a little bit. And in the conversation, you said, like at the end, okay, I don't have many time. Remember that the concept of time is considered uncountable. So it would be
Yes,
much.
teacher.
But again, because of the nervous thing. And then Carlos, just like in question number 10, I guess that you meant it because you said I could be talking about the free time, but maybe it was it could be when you were talking about the time that you didn't use in the past on the question about regrets. And the pronunciation of organize, you said organize, but it was organized. Guys, very good. Thank you very much. Remember that we will begin B1.4 on Thursday, the 4th. Okay? Well, guys, see you next week, I hope. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Okay, see
teacher.
you, teacher.
Have a good
Good
night.
weekend.
Bueno, Chaito, gracias.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening, teacher.
How's everything?
I was waiting for you.
Like what? I didn't get it. Okay, now that you are. Well, guys, we're gonna begin with the individual part. Remember that you have 40 seconds to answer 2 questions that I'm going to choose. Then after that, we will move to the collaborative part. And I will refresh your memory of that in a moment. I'm setting up the timer just in case. I'm gonna start with Gerson. Okay? Gerson, I would like to ask you question number 2. It's a little bit longer, but I hope that the idea is pretty clear. Which physical possession do you think will be replaced with digital goods in the future? What are the advantages and disadvantages of it? Of course, in very general terms, because you only have 40 seconds. So, Gerson, which physical, I want to read again because it's long. Which physical possessions do you think will be replaced with digital goods in the future? What are the advantages and disadvantages of this? What do you think?
Okay, teacher. I think in the future, the money, the physical money will be replaced with digital money. Advantage with this, you could be stay more security. You haven't robbed or stay exposed about a crime. And disadvantage when digital, you could be suffer a hacker, so you could be lost your money. Yep.
Okay,
Other,
time's up.
uh, okay.
Okay, thank you. I would like to ask you now question number 7, Gerson. It
Number 7.
says, do you ever break rules? If so, which rules and in which circumstances? 40 seconds.
Okay, teacher. Let me think. Wait. I usually break rules. For example, when I travel to other town, I usually traveling in a motorbike, so I usually realize or overtaking other cars and double line. I I I usually have a upper speed or brake speed limit in the different place. Um, I in the night at night. Sorry, I don't wear my reflect wear.
Okay, Gerson, reflect on your answer and make changes with your life. Just kidding, of course. That was up. That was all, sorry, from the individual part. Kainer, now it is your turn. I would like to ask you first question number 3. Remember, you have 40 seconds. Talk about your most valuable possession.
My most valuable possession are my musical instrument. I don't know if you know, but I am a musician, and my keyboard pianist and my violin. There is a valuable possession for me because there are a lot of history of my life, and I always practice music alone in my home. And for this, I love music and these objects.
Okay, Kainer, no, you didn't know. Nice. That was good. I would like to ask you question number 8. It's a little bit long, so once again, I'm gonna read it twice. It says, talk about the following topic. The main aim of prison should be to re-educate criminals, not to punish them. Once again, talk about the main aim of prison should be to re-educate criminals, not punish them.
Okay, it's a good sentence because I think in another countries, the main impression try to re-educate criminals, but in Colombia, it doesn't work. But I think in Colombia should be a re-education for criminal, maybe for lowest his sentence, try to educate in a technical or technical study that these people can work for for the society. Maybe on the prison, not in a public space, but things that the prisoner could make the food or the restaurant in the prison, or have to improve the rooms
I
where
have to
they.
interrupt you, Kainer, but thank you.
Okay.
Well, guys,
Okay,
we're gonna move to the second part. Your group number 6. Let me refresh my memory. I gotta move this. Echa esta cosita. Talk about the impact of possessions in someone's life. So, remember that you have up to 2 minutes, the same idea. I'm setting the timer. In case that probably you haven't finished, then I would have to interrupt you, okay? So I'm going to turn my camera off as well as my microphone. So guys, let's start.
Okay. Gerson, what do you think about people who value things a lot?
Okay, Kenner, this is a great question. I think when you have a great feeling for your things, you can feel worried, desperate, and possible anxious. Uh, Besides, you probably won't enjoy the moment. You will only think about having a 10 car you think. Why is your question, Kainer? Do you have any problem with anything?
Yes, I have. I am very attracted to calling things. As I am musician, I have different instruments, and for me, this instrument can be missing in my house, but I collection it maybe a console of video games. This occupies a very long space in my room, but I don't know what I feel. I've lost these things.
Okay, Kainer, great for your hobbies, but I think you have a little problem. So, for example, if you go to travel abroad or other place different your board town, would you do what do you do with your musical instrument?
Mm, I maybe miss them because I don't get them, but I will feel empty because I'm very accustomed to use this subject. And I will think that the first thing that I will buy in another country will be a musical instrument. And for you, Gerson, do you have any material possession?
Now, kind of in my case, it's different with you. I don't care material things. I enjoy them and later change them. For this, I would recommend you do the same because for me, it's too bad have a feeling or possession for your things.
Okay, and do you think it's a bad habit have a lot of material possessions?
Well, I have to stop you guys.
Okay, teacher.
But good, guys. Yeah, you know that we have to be like kind of strict with time, otherwise we would finish like at 11 p.m. Well, guys, very good, because of course you managed to convey the idea of the conversation, talking about, even in your case, different perspectives of having possessions. I would like just to go back to the previous part, talking about the individual part. When I was asking you some question number 2, you said you could be stay more security. I think that you meant like you could be, you could have more security when you were talking about the advantages of using, let's say virtual money, but I think that I'm not using the correct term, and the pronunciation of disadvantage. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, when you were talking about your instruments, you said there is, but then you talked about 2 instruments. So that
Okay,
means they are, because like to keep in the alignment in number, right? And then in question number 8, talking about the punishments, you said in another countries. Usually another is used when we're talking about something in singular. In this case, because you said countries, would be in other countries. Okay,
Okay, teacher.
that would be it.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. Ah, well, Jason, I forgot one thing. When you were talking about the thing that you shouldn't do with the motorcycle, you said, I realized, but you were talking about something that you do, not something that you like discover or that you then like understand. Remember the meaning of realize, Jason?
Realize?
What is the meaning of realize?
I get it because I confused with this word. It's darse cuenta.
Okay, darse cuenta. Because they just said like in double line you realize like you change from one like realizar. Do you realize like realizar in that moment? That's how I got it.
I get it from the last class because I missed. I was grown with this word.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. But guys, of course, as usual, very good. Just a couple of things like the polish, and in some cases, because we're nervous that we forget certain things. Guys, remember that on Thursday the 4th, we will begin B1.4. Okay?
Okay,
Teacher,
thank
So
you,
guys,
teacher.
thank you. Good
Thank
weekend.
you for
See
the
you.
feedback.
Have a good weekend. Bye bye.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening, teacher.
How's everything? Ready from like a million years ago? I take your silence as a yes.
Sorry, teacher, I understand very well.
That you were ready like a million years ago.
Okay.
Okay.
Sí. Eso, yes. Okay, I'm writing down your names. And then we can start in it. Well, guys, as you know, here on this part, we will begin with the individual part. First, I'm gonna ask you some questions. I'm gonna choose the questions from here. And while the questions are being asked, well, the one that is answering the question should turn on. You're supposed to turn your camera on. So I'm gonna start with Yesid. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
And Yesid, there you are. I would like to ask you question number 1. If you could go out and buy anything today, what would it be? Do you buy things you don't need? 40 seconds. Yesid, go.
If I will buy sometime now, maybe I will buy the new car, a new car, or maybe I bought the lottery. And in occasion, I buy things that I don't need, but that at the moment make me happy. For example, when I buy clothes or clothes,
Mm-hmm.
when I buy things for my car,
Mm-hmm.
but more leather, I think it not it necessary for me.
Okay. Well, Yesid, I have to stop you. Well, you already finished, but Yesid, I would like to ask you question number 9. How do you react when things go wrong?
When
40
I
seconds.
go wrong, I
When
get
things go
anxious.
wrong.
I think I get anxious. I get bored. I get stressed. In occasion, I don't talk with other person. I don't like because I am bored, anxious, stressed. Mm, no more. Maybe here I think I reaction. Uh, I get anxious, get bored, get stressed, get angry,
Okay.
and tal next.
Yesid, thank you.
Okay, welcome, teacher.
Let's continue with Julian. There you are, Julian. Sorry.
Okay.
Julian, I would like to start asking you, sorry, question number 4. Well, what are, in very general aspects, because remember that we have 40 seconds, your top 3 predictions for the future, and when do you think they will happen?
3 predictions might be the robots are going to to replace replace us or replace many jobs, and it may be could be in less than 20 years. Second, I think the things, the situation will be worse. It happening now every day. The things like food or things like that get more expensive.
Okay, let's keep it in 2. Because I
Sorry?
know that time, yeah, because time
Okay.
was already gone. I would like to ask you question number 12.
12.
Do you have any method to make decisions?
Honestly, my method to make many decision and is like if I make the same decision when I am angry or happy. If
if I make the same decision in both situations, I think that is the best situation for me. This method, sometime will be could be bad, because if I have to make a fast decision, this method mm, don't work good.
El time's up. Thank you, Julian. Okay, so Jeanette, it's your turn. There you are. Let's start. I would like to ask you first question number 5. Once again, in very general terms, make 2 predictions about television in our country.
Okay, teacher. I remember that Simpsons have many predictions about this time, such as COVID. Also remember the special trip that a man makes from leaving his daughter on the earth, but I don't remember his name.
Both?
And yes, teacher. Yes, I remember it, and I I think it probably happened.
Okay. Thank you, Jeanette. Well, time was about to be up. And I would like to ask you question number 8. Talk about the following topic. The main aim of prison should be to re-educate criminals, not punish them.
Okay, teacher. I think it should be a mix of both, because it is important to punish who do bad things, but it is also important that they be re-educated, so that when they go into the society again, um, they do not commit crimes again.
Okay, Jeanette, thank you very much. Well, guys, you are group number 1. Let me refresh my memory. Group number 1, you talk about changes you would do if you were in the presidency. You got the worst, not the worst, probably one of the most complex topics to be discussed. And remember, guys, I want to set up the timer in the meantime. Now you have up to 2 minutes to share the conversation. In case that probably you haven't finished, and I would have to interrupt you. Okay? Well, Jesus and Yesid, please turn your cameras on while I turn mine off, so we can start. Yesid, there you are. Okay, guys, go. Okay, guys.
Hello, guys. What are you doing?
Fine. Thank you for asking, Julian.
Hello, hello. You know that we are studying law, right?
Yes, right?
You know that we have interest in politics since a few years.
Okay, nice. You want be a prime minister or president? What would you do if you were the president?
Hey, Julian, if I were president, I will give 6 months of vacation. The people need it. What do you, sorry. Uh, what do you think about it, Julian?
If it's your proposal, I wouldn't vote for you. Or maybe yes. What about you, Jeanette? Let me see if you can win my vote.
Well, Julian, I will make school start later, around 10 a.m., because it has been shown that the most advanced countries don't get up early and probably have vacations more often, like 1 week of vacations every month.
Oh, Jeanette, that is a great idea. I think the students should sleep more. They need to rest.
Well, better, but you didn't have convinced it to me yet.
Oh, Julian, I have another proposal. If I were president, I will double the salary of the employee and I will give them fewer hours of work.
And what do you think, Julian? What would your proposals be?
For me, but you're the liars, but here goes. I would make laws for employing such more rights if they want and they have an issues they can go out late from the job. And maybe we are agree in that higher salaries and fewer working hours because if I were an employee, I would like work less and have a bigger income.
You're right, Julian. I like those laws.
Well, guys, time's up. I hope that you were about to wrap it up. Very good. Everybody got to give like their own opinion based on the situation that was presented. Let's have a look at the feedback from the first part. Yes, when you were giving the answer of question number 9, the pronunciation, you said voted like 10 times. Voted, 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 voted. Of course that you're feeling, but remember that the ED, this pronunciation changes. So it would be bored, not bored. Not like 2 syllables, one word, sounds like a D. And that would be it. Then Julian, when you were talking about number 12, like how, or let's say the method that you have for making decision, you said this method don't work good. In this case, will be this method doesn't, because it is like singular, work well. Maybe in Spanish, we say no funciona bien. But in English, we have to use the adverb, right? That would be it. And then in the conversation, you said you want to be. Okay? And Jeanette, in the question 5, I am a little confused about the prediction that you made, because you were talking about like predictions of the Simpsons like happening, but I didn't really get what you meant with Maggie being like abducted from the aliens. Probably the idea, or maybe I don't know if the perception was the problem, was like I don't know, to talk about that there would be more programs about this or less programs about that, more visibility to certain topics. That was more like the line of that question. And guys, the pronunciation of law is not law. A and W always sound like an O, really close. And guys, como que we are agree. We agree. Careful with that part. We can't forget those aspects of the grammatical combinations that are different to Spanish. But guys, of course, those many things just to polish, because of course you are really good. And that would be it for tonight. Remember that we begin B1.4 on Thursday, the 4th, okay? Just be ready to check your emails to know what the final grade of the cycle is, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Guys, thank you very much. Good weekend. See you next week, I hope. Bye-bye.
Sure.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Last but not least, hello guys.
Okay. Hello, teacher.
How's everything?
Good teacher.
Finally. Well, guys, let's start so you don't have to wait more.
The
Remember
time
that
has come.
indeed. So remember that the first part, I'm gonna choose 2 questions from here and you have 40 seconds to answer them. Otherwise, of course, I will have to interrupt you and then we will move to the second part and I will refresh your memory about the instructions one more time. Okay? Wait, I would like to start with Natalia.
Okay, teacher.
No, you know that it's just that I wrote down the names in the same order that we have it on the Excel. So it's just like for me to keep my notes organized as well. It's not
No
because I'm
problem,
mean or
teacher.
something. Okay,
Okay.
Natalia. Then you are. I would like
Yes.
to begin with question number 7. So you have 40 seconds to answer.
Oh,
Do you ever break rules? If so, which rules and in which circumstances? Go.
what is the second question, teacher? Sorry.
The first question, no, let's begin with the first question, number 7.
Oh, number 7. What would you do if you won 1 million?
That's number 6. I'm asking number 7.
Oh, okay, 6 makes 2. Oh, sorry, teacher. 2. I think I think that in a few years, there will
7, Natalia.
7. Teacher, sorry, qué pena. Do you ever break rules? Well, I don't normally break the rules, but if my life is danger is in danger, I'll do whatever it takes to survive. I couldn't maybe I couldn't hit someone or something. I don't know.
Okay. Natalia, thank you. I would like to ask you question number 12. Do you have any method to make decisions?
Well, in most situations, I try to think rationality about my decisions. If I have to make I have take an important decision. I take my time to think about the pros and cons, teacher.
Okay, Natalia, thank you very much. Well, Elkin, it's your turn now. I would
Okay,
like to
teacher.
ask you first. Question
Okay.
number 2 is a little bit longer, but I'm sure that you can wrap it up. Okay. It says, which physical possessions do you think would be replaced with digital goods in the future? What are the advantages and disadvantages of this?
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. I
40
think that.
seconds, Elkin.
Okay. I would be the short as possible. I think that physical books and newspaper will be replaced in a certain future with digital versions. The advantage of this include saving physical space, reducing environmental spacing impact, excuse me, and an easy access from anywhere. However, the disadvantage include the lack of tactile experience in oldest people. For young people, that couldn't be a problem. And the potential loss of relationship with different persons because we are ever connected with this. And
Elkin, I have to stop you. You struggle a lot because you always have a lot of things to say, and I always have like to stop you. Sorry, Elkin.
excuse me, teacher.
That's
I'm
okay.
so nervous.
Not that impossible. Okay. Elkin, I would like to ask you question number 9. Again, be as precise as possible, although I know that it is complicated for you. How
Okay.
do you react when things go wrong?
Okay, when things go wrong, I try to stay calm and analyze the situation before acting. I also try to learn from the experience and use it as an opportunity for personal growth and my personal development. I try not to stress and be as positive as possible.
That's it. Great, Elkin. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Good
teacher.
timing. Okay, and of course, Lisette, it's your turn now. I would like to ask you first question number 3. Talk about your most valuable possession. Remember that you have 40 seconds.
Okay. Okay, I think I can't decide between two. The first one is an album of photos because there are lots of memories there, childhood, birthdays, trips. And the second one is a little box of letters that I have from the people that I love the most. And when I feel bad, I read them and it helps me.
Okay, Lisette, thank you. Good timing. And I would like to ask you now question number 8. It says, talk about the following topic. The main aim of prison should be to re-educate criminals, not punish them.
Okay, I think both options are needed because if there isn't punishment, everyone can commit crimes and nothing happens. People probably won't be afraid of prisons and won't have respect of it. And they have to suffer the punishment of not being free. And of course, they must be re-educated to return to a society and don't commit other crime again. And of course, they could have the chance to be better. And if they are taught to work in prison, they would be honest and good people.
Okay, Lisette, thank you very much. Well, guys, that's the end of the individual part. We're going to move to the collaborative part. In this case, you had to create a conversation where you talk about predictions in the field of education in the future. Remember, guys, that you have up to 2 minutes, similar to the previous part. In case that you didn't finish, then I will have to stop you. And well, your cameras are on already. I'm gonna turn mine off as well as the microphone. Let's start.
Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Guys, education is changing. I've read an article which explains that the latest researchers are looking for the way to improve education. How do you think education will be in the future?
Okay, well, I think that in about 20 years, robots will probably be the teachers of our children, and digital classes will become more and more relevant.
That's true. I think technology is going to play a huge role changing the way we learn. Currently, we have a great help such as ChatGPT, and that artificial intelligence surprised me more and more.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Technology will be more involved in classes, not just teachers talking and talking. Also, education will probably be more personalized. Some people learn more when they play, others through art or experiments.
Yes, it's true. What is more, I think that the advance of technology within education will be something very good. Our children will have world education in the palm of their hands.
Absolutely. I can see more schools adopting project-based learning where students work on real world problems and challenge. And with the rise of the virtual and augmented reality, we'll be able to create immersive, educational experience that simulate the real world. For example, you would have an operation here in Colombia and your doctor is in Japan. Your doctor could operate from Japan, all thanks to augmented reality and robotics.
Okay. Eventually, I think the possibilities are endless, and I can't wait to see how we will continue to innovate, and improve the way we learn.
Of course, everything can be possible. And we finished.
Okay, very good. 2 seconds left. Nice, guys. There's really few things in terms of like pronunciation, probably because you were speaking fast. Natalia, you said children's twice. And you know that
Yes, teacher.
children is already
I'm
plural.
I'm nervous.
You know, that happens. Like, I know, I always like repeat the same with some of the other groups. Like, I know that you know, but in that moment, like something like cracks, and then we make those types of mistakes. But then eventually that won't happen to you. I'm pretty sure about it. And Elkin, instead of great, you said great because of the context I got that you were saying great. And talking about in the second part of the conversation, you said that surprises me because it's present.
Yes.
And it's based, not based.
Based
Okay,
on-
based.
Yes.
Like basado and blah blah blah, based.
Project-based learning. Yes, teacher. Oh.
Project based, but that's okay. Don't feel bad, guys. That happens, you know, sometimes those things like slip, and you know, that's part of the process. Well, guys, great as usual. Just few things to keep on polishing. Remember that the cycle B1.4 begins next Thursday, May the 4th. Anyway, be ready to check your WhatsApp group and the email to check your grades in the virtual campus, not the virtual campus, the academic system. Okay, guys, as
Okay.
usual, thank you very much and see you next week, I hope. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
I hope
See
to.
you
Great
later.
weekend. Of course. Bye.
Bye.